Hello everybody, welcome back to Space Pickles Designs. Today I have a video featuring two very affordable bead mixes here. These were found at my local Walmart, and I'll go ahead and show you a couple clips here of what the display looked like in my very small Walmart here in Colorado. So as you can see, these retailed for around $5 a piece. So what I'm gonna do is make as many pairs of earrings or jewelry that I can from each of these mixes here, and then we'll see if we can actually make our money back from the purchase. A lot of people that are just getting into jewelry need an affordable option to get their business started, and so I was just gonna see if this is a good avenue to go. So let's just go ahead and take a look at these bead mixes separately so we know what we're getting into, and then I'll go ahead and show you some of the designs that I come up with. All right, let's get started. Right off the bat, I did want to say that it comes in this resealable pouch, so it's its own storage solution as well. This is helpful, especially if you're just getting started in beading and you don't have a lot of storage yet. So let's see what we got in this. I'll go ahead and sort it. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm seeing that we get even numbers of everything, which is nice. We get some frosted glass beads here. We get some metal beads with some rhinestones. We get some bubble looking beads here. We get some glass crystal. We get another metallic component. We get two bead frames, and we get a bunch of these. Really, these are actually very sparkly. These AB rondelles here. We get 4 large bicones. We get 4 glass pearls. We get a few crackle beads here. And then we get some like 6mm bicones as well. So mostly round beads. We do get a couple rondelles. We get 2 drop shapes in here. We also get these little tassels, which I'm not a huge fan of these tassels, but we'll see what we can do with them. But for $5, this is what you're getting. Okay, so next up we have the green one here. It's called Emerald, and we have 4 different compartments here. So let's just get to sorting. All right, so we got some black drop crystals. We got some hexagon beads here with a coating on them. We've got some foiled square beads here. Those are some good focals. We've got 2 larger tassels than what we got in the other mix. We have 2 toggle clasps, 1 small and 1 medium. We've got these 2 green beads here. These are very lightweight. They feel like acrylic beads with the finish. We have some marguerite beads here, 4 of those. And we'll probably find some more of these. Let's just go ahead and take these out. We've got like a light mint green drop bead here. Here we've got a bunch of these coated green rondelles, Chinese crystal. We have got some more 6mm bicones, a bunch of those. Put those in the middle. And then we've got elongated bicone beads here, a dark green with a metallic finish. All right, for the metal components, we've got a handful of metallic components here. We've got some little bird charms. We've got some plastic, I believe. So it's metallic coated plastic. A washer, silver washer bead here. We've got some silver metallic drops. Some more birds. The finish on those is not good. Let's see. We've got some bead caps. Looks like we have, okay, we got 4 gold and we have 6 silver. All right. We have more plastic, metallic coated plastic here. These are smaller than the silver ones. Put those right here. And then I believe these are, yeah, these are plastic too. Or they feel like plastic. Let's see. And I believe these are plastic as well. So a lot of the metallics are actually plastic beads, which explains the price. All right, let's zoom out a little bit here. All right, so this is what you can afford to start your business. Let's see if we can recoup our money back. I'm gonna work off camera for a bit and then I'll bring you back to take a look at some of these projects that we can make together. All right, everybody, so here's what I made with those 2 bead mixes. So I'm gonna bring you in and we'll go over these pieces really quick one by one. First, let's start with this green and silver tone necklace. I'll bring you in for the pendant portion here. This was just a super easy stringing portion here. I used half of the toggle clasp as a dangle and just put a bead in there. And then I just did a mirrored pattern on both sides, and I brought in some super cheap paperclip chain that I got from a bargain bead box. I added another little finishing touch here at the end and an extender chain. So there were a couple things that I added from my stash, but I'm going to configure that into our pricing at the end to see if this was really kind of worth it. Next up, we have this purple tone necklace, and this was just a super easy stringing project as well. Kind of mirrors that green one, and this is a great project, especially for beginners that you're just trying to get on your feet and trying to get, you know, generate some revenue in order to put back into your business to get more supplies. But I'll bring you in here and I'll let you look at the pattern. There's some super shiny beads here. I just used one of the bicones as a tiny little pendant here. These minimalist necklaces are actually pretty good crowd pleasers because they're things, this is a necklace that you can wear with pretty much anything. So it's not too dressy, but there is still some sparkle there. I did add some of that paperclip chain as well as an extender and a bicone here. And as far as findings go, I did have a couple jump rings and a lobster claw that I brought in. First pair of earrings here are these black and emerald with a silver tone. So this is a black and emerald crystal earring. And I just used a piece of wire to hang these all together. I used some spacer beads as an accent to encase that drop. So here's what these look like. Super sparkly. And it has a lot of movement as well. These earrings were made from some remnants of the green mix, that larger mix that we got. And I thought these were actually going to turn out pretty bad, but I think they're one of my favorites in the mix. Ignoring the finish on the birds here, I think the stack design is interesting while not being too much. So let me know what you think. I think it catches the eye, but it's not too much. I use some of those bead caps at the bottom there. Next up is a pair of lavender earrings with that little tassel at the bottom. I kind of wanted to use the bead frame in a less traditional sense. I didn't want to actually frame a bead, but I did use some head pins there to make it a component in the earring itself. So these tassels will swing freely. I made sure that the loops were big enough to where they could do so, and I just added that little bit of sparkle with the rondelle. Up next is a simple little pair of earrings here utilizing those bird charms again. I stacked bead caps together to make an interesting saucer bead, and I used one of those light blue drops. That's what those look like. Next up is a super sassy pair of crystal and green tassel earrings here. Super sparkly. This component here with the square, I always wanted this part to face forward, so I used a little bit of wire on the back to make sure that it stays front facing. And that was just a design choice. If you don't mind if your crystal spins, you don't have to do that. I just did that because it's a different look on the back side and I wanted it to be uniform. But these are some chunky guys here. These are some shoulder dusters, but I still think that somebody would be interested in these. Next up were these two acrylic beads, plastic beads that I was trying to do something interesting with. So I played with some wire here and made some drops. So I made a super big loop with wire at the bottom where I could hang my drops off of. And then I made sure and hung that margarita bead in the middle because I wanted to show off its facets in the front facing position. So these are just a little something different, a little something, you know, not difficult by any means, but just a little something different, a little unique, even though it's a very inexpensive pair of earrings to make. Last item here is definitely my favorite, and I just wanted to continue a chain look here by making giant loops. And so because we had those plastic spacer beads there, the interlocking loops, I kind of wanted to highlight. So I did a small crystal at the top. I got our big juicy crystal right there, front and center. And then I made these loops that interlocked and ended eventually in a bicone. So I actually like these. I would probably keep these for myself if I don't donate them. But they were pretty straightforward to make. You just make some big loops. You could use a pencil if you have one around. You don't even have to have the bail making pliers to do this technique. All right, so this is what I've generated from those two bead mixes. So really the big question is it worth it? So as far as beads go, we spent $10 in beads, so $5 each for those bead mixes. I'm going to do a generous estimate of $10 in supplemental supplies. So what I mean by that is just, you know, the jump rings, the lobster claw clasp, the extender chain, the chain that we got from the bargain bead box, and all the earring findings and head pins that we've used. So I'm going to do a generous estimate of $10. So what we have on this mat here is $20 in product. That's what it costs to make us. Now we're not including man hours, of course, but let's just see if we can make our money back at a craft fair. So if I were to price this to sell at a local craft fair, I think we could easily get $5 per necklace for a total of 10. I think we could get $10 out of these because they are so unusual, so 20. We could get $5 out of these, 25, $5 out of these, 30, $5 out of these, 35, maybe $10 on these because they are very unusual, so that's 45, and then an easy 5 each here for a total of 55. So if we spent $20 in supplies and we made 55, that leaves us with $35 that we can put back into our beading business. And hopefully this can be a start to generate some revenue for your small business and your passion. So Leave me a comment down below. Do you think that these pieces could potentially sell? Do you think I lowballed them? Do you think I highballed them? Let me know what you think about, starting off with some of these more inexpensive bead mixes while you generate some revenue to put back into your business. Anyways, guys, this was a really fun video to make, and I look forward to seeing your comments. I hope everyone's staying safe and well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.